So, fancy a trip down to Camp Crystal Lake, anyone? For a franchise that everyone usually gets confused that it is all down to one man, they always get the first one wrong, don't they? But for the sake of this video, it's all about him. My name is Ash Lynch, and this is the brief history of Jason Voorhees. So let's start at the beginning. In 1980, after many years of trouble, Camp Crystal Lake is reopening with new counsellors. But horror strikes as multiple counsellors are killed. Until it is discovered that Pamela Voorhees is revealed to be the killer.
Jason was my son.
Haunted by the death of her son, who drowned at the camp due to the negligence of the counsellors at the time, who were getting a little bit freaky. But at the end of the film, while Alice wakes up in a boat, stranded in the middle of the lake, after chopping Pamela's head off, ka-ching, Jason arises from the water, tipping over the boat and dragging Alice below before vanishing. The boy was never found, so he's still out there. So to explain it in literal terms, Jason actually survived the drowning, and with his mother's fall into madness, she never realised he survived. He became a hermit, living off of the land, all the insects and bugs, living in an old abandoned cabin, as you do. So, when Jason's mum Pamela gets beheaded by Alice, he got a front row seat watching that off in the distance behind a couple of trees. That's nice, I hope it doesn't haunt him. Because in 1981, Jason returns to avenge the death of his mother. And how would you best avenge your mother's death? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? You keep her head and her old jumper as some kind of memorial surrounded by candles. Oh, and there's more counsellors this time, as if they didn't learn. But after being tricked, why is she wearing the jumper? Jason is left for dead. But he survives. And vanishes. Again. But in 1982, these films coming out on a yearly basis. Jason goes 3D in Friday the 13th, Part 3 in 3D. This is set 24 hours after Part 2. Bad timing. Jason continues his killings at Higgins Haven. Jason is hung, but isn't dead. That is until he gets an axe through the head. Oh. And, Pamela's back. But don't worry, it's all just a nightmare. And funny enough, this was actually intended to be the final part. It was like a nice little round-off. Jason appeared in the first one at the end, and now in this one, his mother pops up after thinking her son's been killed. Ka-cha! But when the box office came in, of course it wasn't the last one. So in 1984, the final chapter was created. Jason is taken to the morgue, presumed dead. After all, he did get a fucking axe through the head. I mean, who the fuck survives that? Jason! But that ain't gonna hold him back. He kills more people before being tricked by a young boy called Tommy Jarvis, burying the machete into Jason's skull. It's over! But then his hand twitches, which makes Tommy go crazy. Jason is dead. Like, seriously, it's confirmed. Jason died in this film. This is the final chapter. The final chapter. Of course it was. Of course it's the final chapter. It's called The Final Chapter. So in part 5, in 1985, A New Beginning would see Jason be resurrected as witnessed by Tommy Jarvis. Only for this to be a nightmare. Jason's dead. So what the fuck are they gonna do? In reality, a killing spree occurs because a fat boy called Joey annoys the fuck out of a guy called Vic who has anger issues. He just doesn't want the chocolate. And because of this, Vic hacks Joey with an axe. You see, Joey was an orphan. And his mother died during birth. His father was never around. That's a shame. He got bounced from house to house, probably because he was annoying to fuck. But now he's dead. No well, no one to mourn him, no one to miss him. However, well, it turns out an ambulance driver called Roy is his father. And when he saw what happened to his son, who he never cared enough about to have him in his life, he goes nuts and seeks revenge on the others. Seriously, when watching this film, you hate Joey. You don't feel sorry for him. He deserved the axe. So yeah, a revenge father. No Jason. It was just a dream. Yeah, I don't get it either, but you know what? Okay, they wanted to bank off of Jason's name. I guess that's it? Nope, Jason lives. Well, Jason is dead, but after years of mental stress, Tommy Jarvis, all grown up now, breaks out of hospital and visits the cemetery where Jason is buried. Intent on destroying the body, he plunges a metal fence into the heart of the corpse. But thanks to lightning, the source of life, apparently, in anything, Jason's body is brought back from the dead and now unkillable. Well done, Tommy. You caused that yourself. Luckily though, by the end, Tommy manages to entangle Jason in chains, sinking him into the bottom of Crystal Lake. Still alive, but now trapped. Get out of that one, you ugly bastard. You're trapped at the bottom of a lake. I mean, all it'll take is, I don't know, someone with telekinetic skills to break the chain. Part 7. Some girl like Carrie White tries to bring her father back after causing his death due to her telekinetic powers when she was a child. Unfortunately, instead of her father, she frees Jason by mistake. Whoopsie doopsies. After setting Jason on fire, causing the house to go boom. This isn't enough, and this time manages to summon the spirit of her father, who drags Jason back down to the bottom of the lake, trapping him there once again. Now Jason remains trapped in Crystal Lake forever. Manhattan? Part 8. Jason takes Manhattan. A boat on Crystal Lake snags a power cable, dragging it onto the comatose body of Jason, shocking him, bringing him back to life. He kills 2 people, and then hides on a boat, which is travelling to Manhattan, New York. When they reach Manhattan, you'd think Jason would just go mad killing anyone he saw. But no, he just stays to the people that were on the boat. Jason, just kill people. That's your job. That's what we want from you. Why aren't you just killing every random motherfucker in the way? He could go mad, destroy New York, and no. So with Jason being in the middle of Manhattan, how'd you stop him this time? Shit. Basically shit. He is flushed away by toxic waste in a sewer. We see a hallucination of Jason reverted back to when he was younger. This one's got hair and no deformations. So maybe the toxic waste did good and he can start again afresh. Nope, he actually just got pushed away to the ocean. That's actually what happens. Argue with me. Google it. They see it's a hallucination that they see. It's not actually Jason. He gets pushed away to the ocean. If I'm wrong, then the people who are massive fans of Jason Voorhees, who made the Jason Voorhees Wikipedia page, well, they're wrong too. So take it up with them, super nerds. But now, 8 films in, toxic waste has destroyed him. He's at the ocean. Paramount Pictures are now done with Jason. There can't be anything else. So Jason goes to hell. In this, they decide to go more traditional. How, you might ask? Well, okay, I'm going to be stuck at the bottom of the screen. This is my co-star. I'm going to hold it up to make sure I'm doing it this one go. Ready? Here we go. Jason gets obliterated and his still beating heart hypnotises the doctor into eating it, allowing Jason to take control of his body before being turned into a parasitic slug-like form which possesses people. This is before he can turn back into his original form. However, he is stabbed with a blade and dragged into hell by arms coming out of the ground, and Freddy Krueger grabs the mask at the end of the film to tease that the two killers will eventually face off. That sound bonkers? Because it is. So where does a killer based out of a camp who gets resurrected, goes to New York, and then gets dragged to hell, what do you do next? Space. Jason X, the 10th Friday, I guess. Jason has been put in a cryogenic chamber after multiple failed attempts at trying to kill him, until in the year 2455. Not 2020 then? He is unmelted, starts attacking people before being defeated, having his arm torn off and thrown into a damaged nanite-equipped medical station. Well, what does a nanite-equipped medical station do? Well, the little nanite robots, they merge with the dead skin cells, growing a new part. Which means Jason becomes a robot. He kills a lot of people before being blown from a platoon, sending Jason crashing into a planet below. In a completely unrelated story, two teenagers go in search of a falling star as Jason's mask plops into the water. Jason's back in the lake. It's full circle. That teaser wasn't just a teaser, was it? Freddy versus Jason.
I've been away from my children for far too long.
Jason gets resurrected by Freddy Krueger in order to trick people of Springwood thinking that Freddy is back, giving him back his powers so that he can once again kill the people in their dreams. But after Jason continues killing long after Freddy gets his powers back, Freddy and Jason fight in both the dream world and the real world. Freddy gets the better of Jason until we get involved, because obviously we have to stop the guy in the nightmares rather than the guy in reality, because the nightmare bit, fuck that. And Jason plunges Freddy's own glove into his chest before our heroes decapitate Freddy. Jason takes Freddy's head back to the cabin, but Freddy isn't deady. And like a lot of things, the franchise gets rebooted. Killing Pamela Voorhees in the beginning, just wiping her out completely because, hey, we're here for Jason. Because Friday the 13th is all about Jason, isn't it? The twist of having Pamela Voorhees in the first one, that doesn't matter anymore. Damn. Jason is resurrected after drowning. This time, instead of being a hermit, he actually is resurrected. It's confirmed he was resurrected in this one. Jason watches his mother get beheaded. He goes on a killing spree as he always does. This one's got this new thing of he's captured this sister who knows it's Jason, so he's Jason's name against him. We keep it trapped. And also the death that makes me chuckle the most. You know which one I'm talking about. She gets stabbed through the decking. But by the end of the film, Jason gets choked because he's a kinky slut too, and is thrown back into the lake before jumping up for one final scare. And then in recent years, he had a very good game which is a lot like Dead by Daylight. Fuck it, it is Dead by Daylight, isn't it? It's just got a Jason twist. And it does a lot of good justice for Jason over the past couple of years having that game. Count the films. 8 parts. Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, and the reboot. That's 12. Can someone explain to me how they've avoided not making the 13th Friday the 13th movie? The title's in there itself. The 13th Friday. Or the Friday 13th. Or 13 Friday the... But we can all agree Jason did not have the easiest of rides. He did not. He struggled. He went through hell. Mainly because when you've got a killer that's basically just a guy who's silent, that just kills people, doesn't say a word, you need to write stories that interest people. And around this time, let's not forget, Michael Myers had his voodoo shit too. But what do you think of this brief history of Jason Voorhees? Is there anyone else you want me to talk about? If you enjoyed it though, please leave a like, it helps out a lot. And subscribe because you'll never miss the next brief history, or Never Seen, or Dark Side of the Screen, or Rejected. Because we're currently rejecting Star Wars. But until then, my name is Ash Lynch and this was the brief history of Jason Voorhees. Out of all the replicas I haven't got his mask yet. Why?